Hi friends, in this video I want to talk about only about thoughts. Like what are thoughts and why it is absolutely okay to ignore them, just see them, observe them, but not associate with them, and not to think you are your thoughts. You are making them, but you are not them, but because and like I will tell you like why they become you, why you start taking your thoughts as you, why you start feeling that if you think you're going through a mental pain. I'm not talking about physical is something real, you're going through something on the body. So when you're going through something mental pain or suffering, you feel like you are done, or you're done for, you're like given up, and there is no coming out of it, or you're stressed, you're tired. Tired is actually when you feel in the body, but you're stressed, or you can't take it anymore, you can't do it more, because you're thinking too much in your thoughts, too much association, absolute 100% association with your thoughts. I cannot do this, I cannot do that. So your thoughts, what you're thinking, what you're producing, is actually controlling you. Imagining you're driving a car, you built a car, and but the car is taking you. You want to go to A, but the car is taking you to C. So that's not how it should be. Whatever you're producing should be in your control, but because they are, you're not aware about them, they are happening in such a fast manner that we feel like you are, we are, and whatever you think, you feel that on the body. If you feel good thoughts, if you have good thoughts, you will feel good on the body. And then if you feel good on the body, you will have good thoughts. So it's like a cycle which starts, but it starts with thoughts. If you have bad thoughts, you'll feel bad on the body. Absolutely connection, 100% connection. Because of this connection, we feel these thoughts are you, but no, you are not your thoughts. First of all, I'll tell you, your thoughts are just an accumulation. Whatever you're thinking right now, you absolutely know about it. If I ask you to, I talk about this in most of the videos. If I ask you to think about rocket science or a complicated math, a very complicated math formula, and ask you to give you the answer to it, if you know about it, you can only give it the answer. If you don't know about it, you cannot give the answer about it. But it doesn't mean that you can never give the answer about it. If you study about it, you will know about it, and then you can give the answer. So till the point you don't know about it, so your accumulation is this much. Whatever from your childhood to your learning, whatever learning experiences you made, this is it. So you will be thinking in this circle, this boundary. This is what your thought process is. Most of the time you're thinking the same thing over and over again, but okay, this is your boundary, this is what you're thinking. But when I ask you to learn more, read more, so it expands to here, and it becomes this circle over here, but it is still limited. When I ask you to learn more, you go here and becomes this circle. So if it can expand, means you're not an accumulation. But whatever you think, you just think whatever you know. So how can you be accumulation when you're always thinking expanding? You're always expand, you can always expand, you can learn more, do more. So there is no limit to it. If there is no limit to it, means you are not just an accumulation, but your thoughts, you just think whatever you know. So your thoughts are just an accumulation, you are not. So that's the disconnect. And obviously you are making those thoughts, you are thinking those thoughts. If I ask you to stop thinking, with meditation, with disconnection from your thoughts, you can actually stop thinking. You can make this absolute quiet. You can, very easy. It just takes practice. Everything takes practice. A kid doesn't start running. Slowly, each step, practicing, he starts running. Whatever job you're doing, you didn't get there. If you become a CEO, you don't become CEO overnight. Slowly, practice. You can quieten your mind, chatter, kill the chatter. Absolute, very easy, but takes practice. Meditation, lots and lots of meditation. Sit down with yourself. You will learn a lot about yourself. and this is what you need to learn about. Rest everything will be okay when you learn about this, because you're not learning about this, everything else is bothering you too much. So coming back to your thoughts, you are not an accumulation. You are not your thoughts. If I ask you to stop thinking, if I ask you to divert your thinking, like think about apple now think about pineapple, think about bodybuilding, think about dancing, you can. You can totally divert your thought process. So means if you are the one who's making it, if you're the one who's changing it, so means you are the one who's producing it also, obviously. But because they're happening so fast, you think you are your thoughts. Because they produce whatever you're thinking gets produced on this body, that makes the connection and that makes the feeling that we are the thoughts. But you should have understood by now that you are not your thoughts. You're not an accumulation. Your thoughts are just an accumulation. It can be yours, sorry, but they are not you. So your thoughts can be yours, but it's like this phone. This is mine, but this is not me. So same way, your thoughts can be yours, but they are not you. You're making them, your feelings. So now coming to the second part, which is thoughts, feelings, and energies. Your feelings and emotions, like they are the same thing. What you think, you feel, because you feel the thoughts on the body. There's a connection, absolute connection. It's like electricity. So if your electricity goes through a bulb, it lights the house. But if it goes through this wire to charge this phone, so it takes different path. So same way, the thoughts, it's like electricity becomes the emotion on the body, becomes the feeling. So same thing, whatever you're thinking can become make you happy, make you sad, make you, so it takes different forms on the body, but it produces itself through the body. So you feel your thoughts on the body, it gives out some emotions, obviously, and energies. So whatever energy, good energy, bad energy you give out. So thoughts, emotions, feelings, and energies, that's what you give out. So they are all, it's a circle, but it starts with thoughts. It starts here in your mind. It starts with thoughts. I'm pointing towards your brain, but as obviously it's not a brain. You think in your mind, which is the main you, the mind inside you that makes you a human being. Else a dog, animal have brains, and they have body also. So your mind makes you different, and but we don't understand that, how to take care of it. So the topic was, you are not your thoughts. So if you're making it, you can changing it, and thoughts are just you're thinking only just what you know. So that's an accumulation. You are not your thought, and I'll tell you why you're not your thought more, because they're jumping from one point to another a lot. If you're thinking about something right now, 2 minutes after you're thinking something. If you're thinking about parents, 2 minutes after you're thinking about your sister, then after that you're thinking about your friends, then your job. It's all, you start the connection. So thinking about the parents, then they're like, oh, how's my sister doing? Thinking, oh, how's her life going? What she's doing in the job right now? Oh, what's happening to my job? What's happening to my boss? He'll fire me tomorrow. See the connection. So you think in this way. So they are jumping. If something is jumping from A to B, you're making them. You are making them. You are doing this thing. So you are not your thought, because how can you be something which is so jumpy? And then I said it's accumulation. How can you be accumulation, but when you can expand it? If you are just an accumulation, you should stay here. You should not have any capacity to be something more. But if you have a capacity to be more, know more, learn more, then you are not here, obviously. And then your thoughts are changing so much. They only trouble you, like people who goes through anxiety, depression, because they think the same thing too much. They are focusing on but their default has changed. Their default has gone to something wrong. So by default now they're thinking about something wrong too much. too much they're thinking something wrong, and too much fear. It's just they're just thinking about fear. Fear is disturbing them too much. So how can they only disturb you when you do focus on them? When you do too much focus on them, when you're thinking about it, doing self-talk about it, you're trying to rationalize it, you're trying to convince yourself, you're trying to find a solution to it in your mind, you're trying to find the ways out of it. So you're focusing on too much on it. When you stop this focus, when you stop talking to yourself, when you stop trying to find a solution, you stop trying to find the way out of it, let them be there, so they will stop bothering you. So the only solution for dealing with the thoughts is doing nothing about them. Any person who's going through anxiety or panic, your thoughts have become compulsive. It's called intrusive thoughts. Those intrusive thoughts, those anxiety is making you stay away from certain things because you fear something, and because you're fearing something and you're not exposing yourself to it, so that thing is becoming bigger, and that is disturbing you a lot. And so it's fear majorly, and it's your reluctance to get out of your comfort zone. So do nothing about it and expose yourself to your fears. So you cannot be something which is just an accumulation or impermanent, or only troubles you when you put too much focus on it. And then obviously something which is changing so much, you cannot be that. Like watch, like we just talked about example right now. So you are not your thoughts. The basic point is you are not your thoughts. You are making them. You have the power to change them, stop them, go quiet. Everything you can do. Take some effort, take some awareness, bring some awareness, do some mindfulness meditation, and it will bring the disconnect. Once you start disconnecting from your thoughts, you will come in present life. It'll be easy to live this life. The basic point is you are given this life, but we have made it so hard to live. It'll become really easy to live this life once you understand this basic phenomena. You are not your thoughts. Stop associating with your thoughts, and just you are more than your awareness. Out of your thoughts, if your memory, you're not your memories, you are not your identifications, you are not your imagination. This is all what you're doing. You are just an awareness. You're not an intellect. You're not your mind. You're not intellect. Whatever knowledge you have. Obviously, you're not this body. That's a different thing. We can talk about it. And obviously, you're not your mind. You're not your thoughts. You're just an awareness. There are so many intelligences inside you. The only intelligence, what should you connecting with, is awareness. You're an awareness. You are, because that's what you are. You're a conscious. You're awareness. You are bigger than whatever you think you are. You're not just your thoughts. Stop worrying what you think, what you're thinking, whatever you're feeling on the body. Stop worrying about that. Stop getting bothered by your emotions. Yeah, I know they are yours, but they are not you. So stop getting worried about by your emotions, by your feelings. You're not them. You're bigger than that. Thank you.